Welcome back. February is Heart Month, and making the right choices can go a long way to lower your risk of even having heart disease. We are joined this morning by Dr. Muskan Bahel from Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Mexico, talking about the ways to lower your risk for heart disease and how to improve your overall heart health. Dr. Bahel, it's great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All the more critical now that, that we bring attention to it even outside of the month of February. But let's talk about some of the risk factors for heart disease.
Yeah, so the big one that's not out of any of our control is age, specifically for women who are postmenopausal. So can't really control that, but some of the things you can control are diabetes, high blood pressure, being overweight, smoking, and kind of managing your stress better.
Yeah, and stress is just one of the biggest killers and horrible factors out there. That I mean, there are ways to avoid it and kind of construct your life around it. But what are some of the ways that you can just lower the risk?
Yeah, so for your viewers who cannot or will not change their diet for whatever reason, I'd start by recommending eating a little less.
Okay.
And once you do that after a few weeks, maybe even months, it'll take a while, you'll start to lose a little bit of weight. And then you'll feel motivated to go outside and take a walk, and it'll just have a really positive effect. For those of your viewers who can or are willing to change their diet, we really recommend moving away from meat. I know it's not the most popular suggestion, but any type of meat, any type of cut really has really high levels of fat and cholesterol. So we really recommend replacing that with other types of foods, vegetables, fruits, beans, things like that.
Yeah. Let's say for folks out there that say that there is a history of heart disease in their families, how do you go about doing it then?
Yeah, the history aspect of heart disease is really difficult to kind of tease down because it's the leading cause of death in both men and women. So do you have a history of heart disease because genetically there's an issue? Possibly. But do you have an issue with heart disease in your family because your family grew up with certain habits that led to heart disease, and you, just by virtue of being in that family, picked up on those habits? So it's kind of hard to tease out sometimes. Yeah,
exactly. And that makes a lot of sense because, when you say that, in old times they cooked with, animal fat or, just like vegetable oils as opposed to avocado oils or coconut or olive,
Yeah, exactly. It's just the habits that you've kind of grown up with over time, and it's hard to tease out which one's which.
Yeah, switching up is always a good thing. For being more common in men and women, which is it?
Yeah, that's also kind of hard to tease out. It's the leading cause of death in both men and women, so I wouldn't say there's any too much difference that way. But specifically for women, there's a higher risk of silent heart attacks. Okay? So for your female viewers out there, I'd really recommend if they have any symptoms or they think they have anything to take it really, really seriously. Not that men shouldn't take it seriously, but women, I think, should take it extra seriously.
Yeah. Some good points again to go through this morning. Dr. Bahel, what's a great way to kind of formulate a diet? Where's a good place to go to check on that?
Yeah, I think the American Heart Association, AHA.org, has some good suggestions about that, and you can go there and take a look.
All right, getting us on the path to great heart health and avoiding heart disease altogether. Dr. Bahel, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, for a full recap of that entire interview, we will have it for you later on this morning and always on KRQE.com.